is a very good example of how media outlets, especially ones like the Mail, which has been a long-standing contributor to the fear machine, or well, that's what it is. That's the media. It's the fear machine. Of how they can just use this kind of terrible clickbait. I mean, it's not. It's not your usual clickbait, but this is completely misleading and false, and pushing forward the played out narrative of how dangerous nuclear power is, playing into the hands of the fossil fuel industry and the international death cult that you know as environmentalism. Okay, nuclear power is perfectly safe and fine. Just look into it. We already have the answer to our problems. It's existed for a very long time. We don't need this kind of nonsense. This is very irresponsible because it's very simple. This article is trash. Unsurprising? Yes, well, unsurprising. But you got to understand why. Because some people just read headlines. Like, pretty much most people are skimmers. So we understand. They skim for about 90% of all online content, okay? It's just skimmed. This is why, and people will just look at that and go, and you'll hear some douchebag, or a non-douchebag, I'll be fair, saying, oh, do you know they got radioactive pigs in fucking Japan, man? They haven't. It's like, this is saying that this reads like there's radioactive mutant murder pigs on the loose in Japan. Radioactive wild boars have been mating with pigs. Radioactive wild boars have been mating with pigs in the nuclear wasteland of Fukushima to create freakish new hybrid species, study finds. Now, read that, and that's like, whoa! Radioactive wild boars. Raping pigs. Regular pigs. In a nuclear wasteland. Creating freakish hybrids. Like, that is, read that, that is crazy. That's like, oh my god. Fukushima's terrible. This is going to make people go, oh my god, what's going on in Fukushima? It's crazy. It ain't. And even the article can't even disguise the headline. Do you know what I mean? You don't even need to debunk this because they debunk their own sensationalist headline. Look, all is revealed pretty quickly. Japan's catastrophic Fukushima disaster in 2011 has resulted in a unique species of boar pig, a new study reveals. Now, this makes you think, oh, well, instantly your brain, because of all the shit that's been pumped into it, thinks, oh, there must be these mutant pigs. Oh my god, glow in the dark boar pigs. Shit. No, not the case. Researchers investigating the effects of the nuclear disaster on animals in the area report that radiation has had no adverse effects on their genetics. Right. So they've been touched by radiation, and it's done nothing. It hasn't done anything. So you can call something radioactive. This is why people, and even the term this is a radioactive topic. There is nothing radioactive. Well, they've been hit by radiation, and it hasn't done anything. It has no effects on their genetics. However, wild boars, and here's the crux of the article, the article of nothing. However, wild boars, am I going to attempt to read the Latin name, I assume? Suscrofa leucomistax. Catchy. Have proliferated in the area after being left to roam freely from the lack of humans. Right. So all it's saying is areas that have been abandoned, which includes the other well-known place, Chernobyl, also these abandoned cities that are all over China, these kind of places. When there's no humans around, the animals roam free, which is what we saw during the beginning of lockdowns. All the animals, all the fun little videos. Oh, look, all the sheep playing in the playground. Look, monkeys are operating telephones. Here's a baboon. He's now working at a kiosk down by the harbour. This is what happens. There's no radioactive mutant freak pigs. There isn't. This is just a barefaced lie. The boars have bred with domestic pigs, who are also called Sus scroffa domesticus, which sounds like a low-ranking Roman general, that escaped from nearby properties after farmers had to flee, creating a new hybrid species. Right, so they're just mongrel pigs. This is like going, a dog near Hinkley Point had sex, alright, there's a German Shepherd, had sex with a pug, and now you got a German pug shepherd. That's what this is. I'm going, oh, it's a mutant! It's a mutant! It's a mutant! A radioactive mutant freak dog. There is no radioactive mutant freak pig here. It's a hybrid species. They're making it out as if this is the craziest thing that ever happened. Yeah, guess what? Other types of pigs can mate with other pigs, other dogs. Blah, 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 blah. We live in a world where there's something called a liger. It's a lion and a tiger, bruv. How about you do a story about all the weird mutants that they're creating in China? Like the pig monkey, or the giraffe wolf, whatever the hell they got going on down there. The study has been led by Donovan Anderson, a researcher at Fukushima University in Japan, who has been driving through the land exclusion zone around the Fukushima nuclear reactor. For the study, Anderson colleagues... I've noticed in the mail, I have to read the mail online fairly regularly, because it is just where you get all the nonsense, and I love nonsense. I've noticed that their editorials are getting really... Whoever's editing this stuff is really sloppy. Every article I read, there is a grammatical error or spelling mistake. Every one, I'm telling you. For a paper that doesn't have any standards, their standards are slipping. Anderson's colleagues, because they Andersons, you mugs, analysed DNA samples from muscles of 243 wild boars, pigs, and boar pig hybrids taken from local slaughterhouses. Results indicate that 31 wild boars, or 16% of the wild boar from the evacuated zone, were hybrids. We show evidence of successful hybridization between pigs and native wild boars in the area. We recommend that future studies assess the fitness of these hybrids and better characterize their ecological niche. The team... I don't know, I'm shaking my head to be honest. The team added that the genetic legacy of the domestic pig has been diluted through time due to the breeding, while the boar pig... So, it's nature coming back together. It's like, it's like domesticated animals are freaks. They're the freaks, bruv. They're the freaks. While the boar pigs are radioactive, the study did not link radioactivity with the creation of the new hybrid species. There you go. This is just pure sensationalism. Let's make this abundantly clear. This kind of thing is the reason why you are in jail in your own home. It's because of this. Don't get it twisted. Don't put it all on the government. Newspapers like this have been doing this kind of shit for years. Right. I mean, this isn't going to have too much effect, but it's enough for people to go around. In a few years' time, there are going to be stories about radioactive mutant pigs in Japan that are completely baseless. Do you see where it all comes from? All the nonsense they pump into your brain? And then you're going to regurgitate this nonsense. I read a headline and I know stuff. No, you don't. The fact that pigs and boars have crossbred has nothing to do with radiation. Brilliant. Well, this is just the most pointless article. It's not even that interesting. The only interesting thing would be, it's like, when a place gets uninhabited by humans, animals roam free and bang whatever they like. That's about as interesting as it gets. Well, the boar and hybrids are technically radioactive, the radiation, yeah. There's nothing to do with changes. The wild boar in Fukushima are still relatively contaminated and can range from no detection to radionuclides to 30,000. I don't even know that word. I'm not going to read it. Anderson told the Mail Online that this amount would be very insignificant if meat from the animals were to be cooked and eaten by humans. There you go. Right, so it's fine. You can. There you go. You see how safe it is? You can eat radioactive meat. It's fine. Like, deprogram your mind about this whole radiation thing. It's ridiculous. A previous study, co-authored by Anderson, has also indicated that the radiation exposure has had no harmful effects on the boar's genetics. There you go. What was the point in that headline then? Fam, cuz, rude boy, gangster. Nonsense. This is the kind of... Do you see what I'm saying? Wake up, people! Sheeple! Wake up, sheeple! But no, seriously. Anyway, it just goes into more... whatever. Hybrid creatures are more active during the day than the night time. Because of this, the wild boar here shifted to more diurnal behavior. In other words, inside the evacuation zone, the wild boar are generally more active during the daytime than other boars, which tend to be more nocturnal. This is more than likely because there's less human disturbance or threats. So they've reconnected with society. I mean, no, not with society. They reconnected with the earth. They are no longer, they are governed, the diurnal rhythm is the Earth's rhythm. That's the natural day-night rhythm. Once you're reconnected with the natural day-night rhythm, you become whole again. You do. This is a blessing for those boars. We can learn from them. They're living their best life. Living their best life. Anyway, since 2018, humans have been returned to Fukushima exclusion zone, but the hybrid boars may prove hard to shift. Well, just eat them then. He said you can eat them. It's fine. Well, there you go. If you didn't know, now you do know.